we're celebrating the greatness of Ossie Davis, Ruby D, this day by a street naming after him on 123rd and St. Nicholas Avenue. And then we're going to come into the Dwyer Cultural Center, which is the same location, and go into the theater that we have named after Ossie Davis and Ruby D, and put on a program celebrating the greatness of who these two wonderful and magnificent people were.
Okay, I was in Cliff and Ossie's first program with Inca Institute of New Cinema Artists, and the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences and Third World Cinema. And it was with the CETA program, so we got paid. They had several programs. I was in the first program, and it helped me greatly. With the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences invited us to many functions like Dinner with Michael Jackson, and we had a lot of writers that would come in, like Roger Ailes, the producer of Fox, former producer of Fox, who's since passed away. He was one of our lecturers. Gil Noble was one of our lecturers. Ossie Davis was one of our lecturers, and we learned a lot. So at the end of the program, WPIX agreed to let me produce the first show called The Nation in View, and it was about motion picture and television production in New York. And I was able to get family friend Gordon Parks Jr., who produced Three the Hard Way and Superfly, and a friend of mine, Phil D'Antoni, who produced Bullet and the 7-Ups and The French Connection, and Sam Roberts, the president of the Motion Pictures Union. And we had a very informative show about how to get blacks and minorities in the motion picture and entertainment industry. And it helped me greatly.
I'm Michael Green of Shades of Truth Theater.
Hi, and I'm Jackie Carter Brown.
And we both love Ruby D and Ossie Davis, or Ossie Davis and Ruby D. No matter how you say it, these are the people that have captured our imaginations ever since we started watching black people on television. So, you know, we go way back to seeing them and their love for each other and love for their community. And we're at the Dwyer Cultural Center where Ruby and Ossie Davis would frequent often. The thing is about both Ruby and Ossie is that you didn't have to look hard around the community to see them. They could be at Sylvia's, they could be at a bookstore, they could be at a little play in a basement. And that's why we love Ruby and Ossie Davis so much.
I believe every word that he's saying because it's true.
So we're glad that they're renaming or giving some recognition to Ruby, Ruby D Place and Ossie Davis Way, however you say it. We're going to be walking up and down that street for the rest of our lives just so we can look up and see their names where it needs to be.
Hi, I'm Woody King, and I run the New Federal Theater in New York. And I've been running it, 48 years. I've done 4 or 5 plays with Ossie and Ruby and their son Guy Davis. But I met Ossie and Ruby before that, on my arrival in New York. And I acted in a film, a documentary, done by Bill Greaves and written by William Branch. And it was a PBS documentary. And they shot the film on the lawn of Ossie and Ruby's house in New Rochelle. Now can you imagine? I had never seen a house like that. I had never seen the memorabilia. I have never seen that kind of artwork. And so I'm asking them 100 questions. I read a lot, but I had never seen the art. I had read about it. And Ossie sat me down and started explaining those pieces of art. And it was like amazing. And they were all, I think every one of them were by black artists. And the one, this is 1964, when I was doing this film. I had just arrived here. And you had heard of Roman Beard, but you didn't know his work. And so he's got a beard. And he's got a Charles White. And he's got all these other pieces of art that was just so magnificent. And I'm talking about the Music Ossie Gallery in Chicago. And I'm saying, these are two actors. And they know all this, man. Talking about Otto Neals. He knew everybody. You know, everybody. That's how we hooked up.
That's interesting.
And I would call him from time to time, and say, oh man, I acquired Charles White. He said, good for you, Brother King, good for you. Then I would call him, I got it, Elizabeth Catlin. I got a friend of Romeo Beardy. You know, that's how we hooked up. And when I started producing plays, you know, I knew they were theater actors and all that. And Ruby was the first of the family that I produced. And a play called Take It From the Top. And My One Good Nerve. Those are two plays I produced of her, and both in New York and in Los Angeles. Oz's play was Last Dance for Sybil. And Guy Davis was in a play called Robert Johnson, Tricking the Devil. And those 5 events were magnificent. They were there, people came to see them. You know, it wasn't so much the play, but it was like Ossie and Ruby that came to see. And man, it was just wonderful, man. My years with them spanned from 64 to Ossie's death in 203, Ruby's death in 208. So it spanned all those years. And the events they would have at their home, that they would always invite me. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful.
I am Nora Davis Day, and I'm Hesna Muhammad. It's almost indescribable how excited we are to be here today to unveil the street signs that will honor Mom and Dad here in Harlem in front of the Dwyer Center, Cliff Frazier, our dear, dear friend and uncle. So we are humbled, we are happy, we are pleased that that will remain a part of their legacy in the place they loved so much, Harlem.
True. And Harlem is changing as things do, but having their names on signs is a link to the past. It is an anchor, and no matter how much Harlem changes, their names, their legacy will always be here.
Hello folks, welcome to the street naming of Ossie Davis and Ruby D. 3 years ago, the Dwyer Culture Center petitioned to have this corner here named Ossie Davis Way and Ruby D Place for one reason. Well, there's many reasons, but the reason that I wanted to do it was because of their relationship with Cliff Frazier. Cliff Frazier is the founder of International Communications Association, who owns the Dwyer Culture Center. And back in the 70s, him, Ossie Davis, Ruby D, and other notables like Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier pioneered and spearheaded 3 important programs: Community Film Workshop, Third World Cinema, and Institute of New Cinema Artists. Those 3 organizations spearheaded and pioneered the history of training people of color behind the scenes. At times when they weren't hiring people of color behind the scenes, Cliff Frazier, Ossie Davis, Ruby D, and other notables championed that, and that was made possible. Okay? Cliff Frazier, throughout the years, has brought me pictures, has brought me letters, and the more he brought me, the more fascinated I was. One letter in particular grabbed my attention. There was a gentleman who wrote a letter to him from Air Force One. And he said, and this is not verbatim, If it weren't for you, Cliff Frazier, I would not be sitting on this airplane today. And I can't tell you how many letters like that I have read, how many letters like that I've received in my inbox since this has happened. I wish I knew who all the alumni were, because they're the ones we're celebrating. Cliff Frazier's the person we're celebrating. Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee are the people we're celebrating. Not for their celebrity, for their humanity,
The work they've done.
and for the fact that they dedicated 33 years to these three organizations. I read in a booklet, I can't remember which one, but Ossie had said, and this is not verbatim, out of everything that he has done, this was one of the proudest things he contributed to broadcast media. The Dwyer Cultural Center has been here since 2008. This building used to be the Dwyer Warehouse.
Right.
The deed was given to Cliff Frazier back in the 1992, and this is a result of it. Okay, and that's an extension of International Communications Association, which embodies the history of those three organizations. So, I am going to stop talking because I'm nervous, and I am speaking quickly, but Cliff, it has been my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to work for you and alongside you. I have never met such an inspiring, humble, giving, full of life individual. And what I love about you is the first 4 years, I knew nothing of this history. And I fell in love with you before that. It's been an honor. Mwah. Okay. Gail Brewer, Manhattan Borough President.
Thank you very much, and I'm here with Matthew Washington, who's our Deputy Borough President, and he will tell you that he has been a protege of Mr. Frazier, one of the people described earlier. But I'm here as the Borough President. There are a lot of street renamings that we go to, but none like this one. None. And I will say I did not know Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis as you did, but I can tell you I knew them because they were at every rally, every discussion on human rights known to humankind. And they not only lit up the New York stages and the movies for decades, but they did it in a way that was the way the people could understand. And they did the kinds of film that were important to all of us. So they were civil rights activists. They fought to show those with privilege what it's like to live under oppression. And they did it together. They did it together. They were at the front line for every major moment in the fight for civil rights. 1963 March on Washington, Malcolm X and Dr. King's funerals, and they kept working until the end of their lives. They fought for equality and they shared their gifts with all of us. So, and the other thing I know is when they lived in Mount Vernon, they bought Bella Abzug's house. And so the two of them were right friends as children, all of the families. They're very, very unique and very, very special. So we have a chance to honor them in a permanent way here at the Dwyer Center, in the neighborhood where Ruby Dee grew up and where Mr. Davis has made and his colleagues such a special center. So I thank everyone who made this happen. We are better served when we have daily reminders of the icons like Ruby Davis, Ruby Dee, and her amazing husband. They came before us. I can't think of two more deserving New Yorkers to have this honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Brewer. Thank you. Next, the former mayor, David Dinkins. For all of those who don't know, back in the 70s, he was a major supporter of the three organizations that I mentioned earlier. So we are honored to have him here with us today.
Old people need help. I wouldn't have missed this for anything. And the beauty of this is that when people, especially young people, come by and they will say, well, who was Ossie Davis? They'll all be able to help. Because not only were they artists, they were activists. And as you know, that's not true of all achieve some notoriety in the arts. Some forget where they came from. They never did. They never did. And somebody asked me, was I coming today? And I said, yeah. The train, I said, no way. I know that they'd reach down and grab me if I weren't here. But I'm so pleased to see so many people here. This is really wonderful. It's terrific. And they are deserving of it. So, God bless you all. And when the little children say, well, who were they, you can tell them.
One more round of applause for David Dinkins. Next to speak is State Assemblywoman Inez Dickens. Where are you? Right over there. Where is Inez? Inez. Round of applause, Inez.
Hey Harlem.
Hey.
Hey Harlem. Hey. You know, today we're celebrating two of the most phenomenal people in civil rights and in the theater. And Gail, I had the privilege to know them as a child because they and my father worked on civil rights issues that impacted us here in New York City, even though in New York, for some reason, we thought we were free. And Melvin Van Peebles, you know we were not free. But we needed them. And then when I went to the city council, Gail, and they wanted to defund the historic theaters of color, I was able to call upon Ruby Dee, the phenomenal woman behind the great man, and asked her to come down with Danny Glover and a bunch of others and march on City Hall not to cut funding to the historic theaters of color. And she gave such a speech on the floor that it was unbelievable. I don't know if you remember, but she spoke in such terms about the reasons why it was even formed in the first place, why it was necessary for her to become a part of the historic theaters of color. And it's apropos that the Dee and Davis family should be united with the Harlem family at the Dwight. God blessed Gail and I and the city council to fund the Dwight so that it could indeed be built. We worked hard hard to preserve what Charles Barron and Leroy Comrie started many years ago to see to it that the theaters of color, the historic theaters of color, remain. And I'm talking about all the rivers and out. I'm talking all the rest that came out to fight. And it was a fight, trust me. In the 21st century, we were still fighting that some funding should be allowed for the National Black Theater, for Harlem Arts Alliance, for Jazzmobile, and the historic theaters of color, which was in Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and the Bronx. So today we're giving recognition to two persons who took the leadership, but not only in culture, not only in the arts, not only in the theater, but they took the leadership in civil rights of the arts and civil rights of black people, that we should be allowed to continue to rise up out of the ashes of this country that we built.
Yes.
So today, I'm so proud to stand up and be a part, just a small part of this gene, just a small part of recognizing, along with the best mayor that this city has ever had. As we stand up and salute and give recognition that the entire world, when tourism comes around, they can stop at this corner and know that in this city, in this village, we today recognize Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis.
Okay, next to speak is Brian A. Benjamin. Senator Brian A. Benjamin.
I will be very brief. I'm just so glad to be here. Our greatest mayor, Mayor David M. Dinkins. Yes. Let's give him a round of applause for all that he has done for the city of New York and for the world at large. And my colleague in government, Inez E. Dickens, who just spoke, and to all of those who believe in black culture, who believe that culture sets the path for the people. You know, wherever I go, everyone says, "You're from Harlem. You were born in Harlem." Everyone around the world knows what that means. They know what that means. That's why it's so important that we're here today for Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee, a couple who not only performed in arts and culture, but also believed that civil rights was part of arts and culture. And we have to make sure that as our people goes, our culture goes. And so I can't tell you how proud I am to be a child who grew up seeing people like them on television. It's so important to see yourself displayed in a good way in the public. Not just seeing bad things, but seeing good things. So I am honored to be here. I think this is a great moment for Harlem. We have more great moments to come. But as Harlem goes, so goes Black America. And today is another example of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. I want to acknowledge two individuals. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't have been able to make this happen. So, Glenn Hunter in the audience. Yes. Glenn Hunter, please. Is Taj Bering in the audience? Taj from Councilman Perkins' office, are you here?
Not yet. I'm his mom. He's not here.
He's not here. All right, Mom. Well, tell your boy. Okay. Okay. 3 years ago, I was told that they weren't doing any more street names. So, I called upon my friend here, Glenn Hunter. He's the impetus of a lot of this because I went to a street naming prior to that conversation I had with Cliff, and that was what gave me the idea to do this. So, he helped me with the process. He helped me get all the support letters from the elected officials, and any question I had, any email I had, he's been amazing. So, Mr. Glenn Hunter, I salute to excellence. Ruby D and Auntie Davis Way, Glenn Hunter. Thank you for all of your support. You couldn't have done it without me.
Hold it up. So you see it.
Raise it up over here.
Beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful.
Do you know if he's coming?
Thank you. Wait a minute.
Okay. Would you like to accept the award for him? This beautiful woman over here produced a man that I could not have done this without. He's taken every one of my calls. He's responded to every one of my text messages. And a quick story. 123rd Street and St. Nicholas Avenue, those signs were not there. Okay? So they didn't want to give me this corner. They wanted to give me another corner over there. But I wanted this corner because it's associated with the Dwyer Cultural Center.
Right.
Taj did everything possible to make this happen. And when the street signs went up, when 123rd and St. Nicholas Avenue went up, he called me from across the street. I was in the Dwyer Cultural Center. He goes, go outside and look at the signs. As I'm coming this way, he's coming this way, and we just both held each other, and I was just like, we did it! We did it! Okay, so, a salute to excellence, Ruby D. Place and Ossie Davis Way, Taj Berry. Thank you for all of your support. We couldn't have done it without you. April 20th, 2019. And I hope he watches this on TV. Taj, mwah!
Hold on, I'm filming it. WKIM TV.
So we're going to get I would love Cliff Frazier to join me up on stage because we would love to hear from you. Another round of applause, please.
I want to thank all of you for joining us for this very auspicious event. Ossie Davis and Ruby D were tremendous people. They were like my older brother and sister, and I regarded them as that. We were like a family whenever we got together, and with the family that's sitting down here. This is a wonderful thing. You know what? It's going to give me great joy to turn around when I come here and look at those signs up here that celebrate the two magnificent people who influenced my life so early and brought me such great love. He became my older brother. He became my older sister. You became my family. So thank all of you for joining us here. It's a beautiful occasion. And you know what? Ossie Davis and Ruby D will remain alive. And the street sign and the theater that carries their name forever. God bless them. God bless all of you for joining us. And it's a great, great pleasure.
Yeah.
My God.
God bless you.
Okay. Now I want to introduce Guy Davis. Hesna Muhammad. Nora Day. These Ossie and Ruby's children.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It's fabulous to have such a welcome here in Harlem at this specific place, at this corner, right outside the Dwyer Center. Thank you, Barbara Montgomery, Moms here, Moms, she loved you, and you are fabulous. Melvin Benny, thank you. Cliff, Uncle Cliff, thank you so much for the honor, for the work that you did with Mom and Dad. And the only, Mayor Dinkins, thank you so much all of these years supporting not only Mom and Dad, but also us. You turned to me one day and said, anything that you need, I'll be there. And you pulled in the Titans, your fellow Percy Sutton, Odo Patterson, and you all made that pact. All of you have been supporters of us, and we certainly appreciate it. I know that I can't see everyone here, but I understand that Woody King Jr. is in the house. Woo! That Woody is very good. A great supporter. And if I've missed your face and your name right now, certainly perhaps later I will see you and thank you in person. We know about the power of now. You've heard about the power of now, right? And how right now is the only moment that counts. Even a minute ago is gone. There's nothing we can do about it, and the future is never guaranteed. We have the power of now, but what the street naming also does is gives us the power of the past and the power of the future. We can be reminded of Mom and Dad's legacy every time, not only we come to this corner or go to the Dwyer Center, but when we go to the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, where their archives are. We will always be reminded of them as our foundation, the significant component of our past that enables us not only to be and live in the present, this moment, but to reach out to the future, to the young folks, to our children. We have 5 of 7 grandchildren. Stand up. Jihad Imani J, Marcial Davis, Isana Muhammad, and Muta Ali Muhammad. All who have benefited, and we have 2 other grands, Brian Day and Jamal Day. And all of us have benefited from your love of our family. You are the people that Mom and Dad talked about all of the time. You are the people who they went to when they left us. And we were okay with that because it wasn't about us. It's never about us. It's always about the people and the collective. So we thank you, and we are so humbled by this gesture of recognition of our parents. And we will remain worthy. That will be our goal for us, our children, and their children to remain worthy of that honor. Thank you.
The first person I ever met, he came out of the Third World Cinema. Clips classes was a man named Ossie Brown. He's not with us today. Wife and son are here. They were some of the first graduates of your works, the great works. Okay, sorry. How about that? You got a sign up here with people's names on it. Now, Ossie and Ruby, they weren't so much about street signs. I mean, you could go downtown, you could have a hotel with your name up on top, trumpeting out to the world. That doesn't necessarily make you a good person or bad or good. I just want to say that back In the 1960s, before there was Metro North, there was an outfit called Conrail. And there was a time when Conrail had not integrated. So Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee, on their way downtown on the train, decided as an act of protest not to pay their tickets and got arrested coming off the train. That's who's up there. Thank all of you. Bless all of you. You all who make it work. Thank you.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. Hi, Rev. Thank you so much for coming out here in the cold, the wind, the rain maybe. I'd like to thank the officers who are here with us today. Thank you. I wish I could call each and every name. But I think my task today is to remind us that when they unveil those signs, and it is Ruby Dee Place and Ossie Davis Way, I think that's it, right? Okay. It's always Mommy's way. And he was in his place. Okay. I want to say, before I say the last thing, I want to thank a couple of people. Of course, Cliff and Minerva, but Jennifer Jones, Ryan Stewart, Renee Warren on Team D. Davis, we thank you so much for keeping us on task. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. We appreciate all the dignitaries, all the love. We can feel it coming at us. As they unveil this and we look at this sign, each time we pass it, or anybody passes it, let it be a reminder that the struggle is not over, hope is not gone, and that we must refresh and renew ourselves and remind ourselves to stay woke, to keep moving, not to be afraid, not to worry. We've been black, most of us in America, for a long time. We know what this is. And so let this sign be a reminder as you see it and you pass it of your place in the line of march. We thank you.
Yes. Yeah, it was CB10.
Yes. Before we unveil the signs, we're going to have a few words from Reverend Al Sharpton.
Let me say how honored all of us are to be a part of this, because Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee represented the best in all of us. And it is no coincidence, I would say providence, that right near Harriet Tubman Square, that we will now have this corner intersected, because Ossie and Ruby taught us the intersection of two geniuses that somehow never got in each other's way, but exalted each other. In this era of competitiveness, they taught us cooperation. They taught us collaboration. And let it be known for children unborn when they pass this corner, the great possibilities that they can be without ever not being themselves. Ossie and Ruby never gave up the struggle. Never was defined by others, they defined themselves. Whoever defines you can confine you. Hollywood could not confine Ruby. Hollywood could not control Ossie Davis. They represented themselves and their people and made the world respect us. I said it said, stay woke. They not only was woke, they got up after they were woke. A lot of y'all wake up and stay in the bed. There's a difference between woke and work. You get woke so you can work. You don't get woke just to lay there and daydream. They got woke and they got up, and because they got up, they changed black as well as American art for the world to see forever. So as we unveil this, let's make this commitment on this weekend that we're going to bring a little Ossie and a little Ruby in us. Pursue excellence, but never leave the ground that produced you in the first place, and fertilize that ground so others will walk in the path of Ossie Davis and Ruby D. Thank you. Photo woke up.
Okay, can I have the grandchildren come up? Because we're going to get ready to unveil the sign. Okay, so if you can make the pass, we'll have to pull out this way so you guys can a little bit. And then back. I want the grandchildren at the end of the road.